أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين آمين ربي اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي ربي زدني علما اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to LQ Milton class number 61. The beauty of understanding the language of Quran is when we are reciting these verses or we are sending durood to Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It feels like if we know the grammar behind it, if we know the meanings of these words behind it, we get the feeling that we are actually talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right? Because in the durood it's in second person, so just the feelings changed, right? And when we read the Surah Fatiha, then An'amta, you, ta is the Damir Muttasil, right, in Anta form. So it feels like we are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so our feelings changed. Just a quick reminder. Now we are learning about La An-Nahiya. La An-Nahiya. The concept of Al-Nahiya was introduced in the last class, class number 60. Today is with class number 61. What is the La An-Nahiya? Now, La in Quran or in Arabic language comes in many flavors, many different flavors. La can be simply La Harful Jawab, particle of answering. La can also come as La An-Nafiya. La An-Nafiya is law of negation, to negate something, right? La, to negate something. La can also come as La An-Nafiyatu lil jins, negation of all the derivatives. La can also come as La An-Nahiya. Today we are learning about La, and there are many other different flavors of La. We will slowly get to them. In the last class we talked about Fi'lu Amar, the verb of an order. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran sometimes or most of the time use Fi'l Amar to order somebody. Now order can only be given to second person. So remember, when Fi'l Amar comes in Quran, automatically it would be in second person. Directly Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to us in a second person. We know what first person is, second person is, third person is, right? We know that. Third person, second person and first person. But if we want to order somebody not to do something, then comes the function of La An-Nahiya. tufidu fil amar. It indicates, tufidu means it indicates amar, order. La an-nahiya tufidu fil amar. If you remember this term, fine. If you don't remember, don't worry about it. We know, as long as we know la an-nahiya is there, we know it is indicating an order. How do we know that? How do we identify la an-nahiya in Quran? It will be followed by fail mudare, and fail mudare will be majzoom. Fail mudare will be majzoom, and it can, la an-nahiya can only come with anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, second person, because we are ordering somebody not to do anything, in second person. So, when similar to fail amar, when la an-nahiya comes in Quran, it is an order not to do something, order not to do something in negation. So, an-nahiya, la an-nahiya is called prohibitive noun or law of negation. In Quran, next time we will do this ayah inshallah, ayah number 35 of Surah Baqarah, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, La taqraba hazihi shajarata. La taqraba. That is your la nahiya. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is, or taqraba is qariba yaqrabu. In anta form would be taqrabu, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking to two of them, taqrabani. La taqrabu, la taqrabu zina, same thing. La an-nahiya, la ta'budu shaitan, la ta'budu majzoom. So the la nahiya is used in Quran, right? There are many examples. So la taqrabani, and then taqrabani is marfu. To make it majzoom, we drop the noon. When we drop the noon, it becomes majzoom. We know that concept, right? So la taqraba. So there are many examples, and inshallah we'll try to find few examples from Quran in the next class. Takhruju, make it majzoom, takhruj. Takhrujani, make it majzoom, takhruja. Takhrujuna, make it majzoom, takhruju. Takhrujina, takhruji. Takhrujani, takhruja. Takhrujna because it is mabni. So let's start lesson number 15. It's a very easy lesson where Dr. Saab is giving us more practice about la an-nahiya, and there are also two small concepts discussed in lesson number 15. One is called remember kana, fail naqis. Kana is used in Quran, like in almost every page kana is there. It's fail naqis, and it will be followed by ismu kana, and there would be a khabar kana. So similar to kana, there is another verb kada. Kada is also fail naqis, and it will have similar properties. It will have ismu kana and khabar kana. Right? Kana comes in kada comes in Quran. Yakadul barqu yaqtafu. Kada comes. So kada will be followed by ism kada, and it will be, there will be khabar kada will always be fail mudare. Now it's a very there are so many grammar rules. If you remember this rule, and if we come across kada in Quran, and if you're analyzing Quran, then it's nice. If not, don't worry about it, right? As long as we know the meaning of kada. So we'll do some practice on kada. Fail naqis. There's another concept introduced in lesson number 15, failu ta'ajjub. verb of wonder. Jamilun ajmalu. Af'ala. So this is a small exercise there. We'll do that. We'll do that that exercise. So it is a verb of wonder. If I say this car is beautiful, or I can say how beautiful this car is, right? Like it's wonder, ta'ajjub. So I have to check, bring some examples if I can. So there are two small little concepts. There are two concepts which are also discussed in lesson number 15. So book 2, lesson number 15, page number 103. And when these two concepts come, we'll quickly revise them. So this is a conversation, this is a classroom, this is a conversation between a teacher and his students. Okay. So al mudarris, the teacher said, Aina tazhabu ya Aba Bakrin. Aina tazhabu ya Aba Bakrin. Where are you going, O Aba Bakrin? Now question for the class is, tazhabu, where is the file? Mustatir, taqdiruhu anta. And why we are not using Abu? Why we are using Aba Bakrin? Because it comes after harfu nida, and harfu nida, after harfu nida, if comes the mudaf will be mansub. Just revision, right? That's why we are saying ya Aba Bakrin, not Abu Bakrin. So Abu Bakr said, Azhabu ilal mudiri. I am going to the principal. Azhabu ilal mudiri. Where is the file? Mustatir. Taqdiruhu ana. Estimation of it is ana. Now remember, sentences are of two types in Arabic. Either is jumla ismiya or jumla fe'liya. If the sentence begins with a noun, it is called jumla ismiya. If the sentence begins with a verb, it is called jumla fe'liya, or a verbal sentence. And whenever there is a fail, this is for you, whenever there is a fail, there is an action, there has to be a doer of the action. An action cannot happen without somebody doing it. So our task always, whenever verb comes, is to try and find who's the doer of the action, who's the file, right? So that's something we have learned in the past, but this is just for people who are new. So azhabu, and whenever jumla fe'liya is there, sometimes the file or the doer of the action is hiding inside the file, or sometimes it is evident, it is mentioned in the. So whenever there is a jumla fe'liya and there is a noun in that jumla fe'liya which is marfu, automatically we call it is our file. Just remember this rule. Then al mudarris said, now the mudarris said, La takhruj min al fasli al ana. La takhruj, la an-nahiya, right? La takhruj, don't go or don't exit. Min al fasli jarun wa majrurun, al ana, don't exit from the class now. This la is la an-nahiya. Izhab, what is izhab? Fi'l amr. So Dr. Saab is bringing both the fi'l amr and la an-nahiya in this lesson. Izhab, go, ilayhi, to him, ba'd ad-darsa, after the class. Izhab, fi'l amrin, where is the file? Mustatir, taqdiruhu anta. Now remember, fail amr also can come either anta form, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. I keep repeating it, right? Humayun said, Ya Ustaz, O teacher, ana talibun jadidun. This is book 1, lesson number 5. I am a new student. Ana talibun jadidun, right? Ya ustaz, ana talibun jadidun. I am a new student. Aina ajlisu? Aina ajlisu? Where do I sit? Right? Aina ajlisu? Where do I sit? Ajlisu huna amamaka? Ajlisu huna amamaka. Now, this first Hamza is called Hamza to Istifham. Okay, this first Hamza is called Hamza to Istifham. It is a Hamza of interrogation. Hamza of interrogation. Now, what is so special about this Hamza? Since we have some new students and they are trying to catch up, so we'll go a bit more detail. One specialty is it always comes in the beginning of the sentence. Always comes in the beginning of the sentence. Second specialty of Hamza to Istifham or the Hamza of interrogation is it makes the statement into a question. Okay, so let's do a litmus test to see. Ajlisu huna amamaka? Do I sit here in front of you? This is what the translation is, right? Remove Hamza to Istifham from this. Imagine, remove Hamza to Istifham. What remains? Ajlisu huna amamaka. I sit in front of you. It becomes a statement. Bring Hamza to Istifham back, it becomes a question. And it always comes in the beginning of the sentence. Al Mudarris said, La. La tajlis huna. So, very cleverly Dr. Saab is bringing two types of la here. First is la as coming as a harful jawab, no. Then la tajlis, don't sit. Huna, don't sit here. Huna means here. It is a zarf. Zarf, yes. It is a zarf. You're right, Shajil bhai. La tajlis huna. So, first la is la harful jawab, second is la an-nahiya. How do I know it's la an-nahiya? The law of order, tufidu fil amr, indicates amr because it is followed by fail mudare, and fail mudare is majzum, right? As Imam Bhai said, la taqrabu zina, that is la an-nahiya, it's an order. La taqraba hazihi shajarata, in Quran comes, right? Then Mudarris said, haza maq'adu Hishamin. Haza maq'adu Hishamin. This is seat of Hisham. Inam bhai? Yeah, we good? Okay. Haza maq'adu Hishamin. This is seat of Hisham. Wahuwa ghaibun al-yawma. He is absent today. He is absent today. He is absent. Wahuwa ghaibun al-yawma. Ijlis. Sit. You see the tone of my voice? So, this is fail amar. The important thing is, in Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we call it Kalamullah or the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now, the reason I made that tone, because when I am communicating with everyone, you see my body language, you see my emotions, you see the choice of my words, the tone of my voice, that is a complete package delivered to you, and there are so many ingredients in it. So, when we say Quran is the Kalamullah and we just simply put our finger and reading it, not understanding the emotions of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, not understanding the tone of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the choice of words, why this choice of words, why Allah use this form of verb or this word here, why not choose to use something else, then we are missing the complete package. That is a tragedy. Okay, simply by reading it, it's not gonna, it's not complete communication. So when the teacher al mudarris is saying ijlis, we know he is ordering. So now if we understand the emotions that the al mudarris is going through by identifying or grammatically analyzing this verb. Ijlis hunaka khalfa Hamidin. So he said, sit over there behind Hamid. Bashir said, akhazu hazihi dafatira ya ustaz. Do I take these notebooks, O Ustad? Shajil bhai, why hazihi is used here? Why not? The fatira is a jama, is a plural. So why we are using hazihi here? Kullu jama muannas. Kullu jama muannas, we know this concept, right? Al mudarris said, la ta'khuzha. This first la is la harful jawab, the particle of answering. The second one is la an-nahiya. La ta'khuz, don't take. Take what? Fail mutaaddi. So when there is a fail mutaaddi or a transitive verb comes, what do we need? Maf'ulun bihi, object, right? Take ha is your maf'ulun bihi object. Don't take them. Why ha? Because kullu jama muannas. Okay, clear hai na bhai? Yanzuru fi daftarin. So this is a situation in the, he is looking at the notebooks. Then he said, the teacher is looking at the notebooks. He said, Ya Abdur Rahim, O Abdur Rahim, la taktubil ajwibata. Now, la taktub, don't write. Don't write. La taktub. But then taktubil, then there is a kasra there. Why? Because this is a tajweed rule. Because if we would have to, if there is a la and nahiya and then it will be followed by fail mudare, and that fail mudare is madzum, but if that fail mudare madzum has to be joined with the next word, then in order for us to join it we put a kasra there. But my mind knows that it is madzum. My mind knows this is madzum. The kasra is only there because we are joining it with the next, and the next word has to be, this is much details, you don't have to remember it, but I'm just saying if you remember it, that's fine. There's so many rules. The next word, the word after that has to be a noun, and it will be starting with al. Yeah, simulation, hamzatul wasal. If you remember that, that's fine. If you don't worry about it, because taktubil ajwibata. So he said, la taktubul ajwibata, don't write the answers bil qalamil ahmari, with the red pen. What is the grammatical, and I am just saying what is the grammatical value of al-ahmari? It's a naat, adjective, right? Al-mudarris huwa allazi yaktubu bil qalamil ahmari. The teacher is the one who writes with red pen. Now, if we would have to analyze this, this is probably something tricky. What kind of jumla is this? Ismiya, right? Ismiya, because it begins with a noun. Where is mubtada? Where is the khabar? It's tricky. That's This is a beautiful sentence. Complete jumla ismiya is coming as a khabar for al mudarris. You got it. Yes. Huwa is your mubtada. Allazi is your khabar. Yaktabu bil qalamil ahmari is your silatul mawsul. This complete jumlatul fail ismiya is coming as a khabar for al mudarris. Now you got it. We know the khabar is of 5 types. Al mufrad, it could be jarun wa majrun, it could be zarf, it could be jumla failya, it could be jumla ismiya. Khabar or predicate is of 5 types. Very good. Faisal said unzur ila hazihil majallati ya ustaz. Look, unzur, look. Now Faisal is addressing ya ustaz to the teacher and he is using fail amar. Unzur. Now can the student use fail amar to the ustaz? No. The beauty of fail amar is, or the verb of order is, when it is used for somebody who is above me, my parents, my teacher, my boss, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then it becomes automatically becomes a request, a humble request. So see, the emotions got changed with fail amar. The emotions got changed from order to humble request. What do we say in Surah Fatiha? Ihdina siratal. What is this ihdi? It is fail amar. We are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Where is the file? Anta, you. So we are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in second person. We are using fail amar. Is it an order? No. It is a humble request. Automatically. So you see, the emotions got changed. Allahumma salli. Solli is fail amar. Allahumma barik. Barik is your fail amar. We'll do the surgery later, but I'm just so that next time in our salah, when we say ihdina, so if that triggers in our mind that we are talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and we're using fail amar, it is a humble request, our entire salah will change, because now we know the emotions behind it, right? So now Faisal said unzur ila hazihil majallati ya ustaz, look to this hazihil majallati, this magazine ya ustaz. What is the grammatical value of al majallati? Badal. Ya ustaz, ma ajmala. Now this, how beautiful, ma ajmalaha, how beautiful it is. Jamilun, beautiful. Ajmala, always come with ma ajmala, how beautiful it is. Ma ajmalaha, ha is your ajmala, and it comes in the pattern of af'ala. Al mudarris said la taqra, don't read. Al majallati, don't read. What is taqra? La taqra, ya tufidu fil amar, fil mutaaddi, transitive verb. Don't read what? We have to bring maf'ulun bihi, al majallati. Now al majallati, is it mansoob? Yes, it is mansoob. Jama muannas salim. Very good. Jama muannas salim. Khalaqallahu as-samawati wal arda. Jama muannas salim. This is mansoob. Very good. Fil fasli ya Faisal, don't read magazines in the class ya Faisal. Now Faisal jo hai, Faisal is smart, huh? He said ma aqra'u hazihil mujallata al-ana, I am not reading this magazine right now. Innama anzuru ila sawari allati fi, I am only looking at the pictures in it.
Every picture is equal to 1,000 words.
A picture is equal to 1,000 words, right? So let's analyze this. Ma aqra'u, I am ma aqra'u. Now there is another grammatical rule here. If you remember, that's fine. You know, there are two types of negation, ma and la. Right, we know that. La is when fail mudari comes. The fail mudari is present tense and the future tense in Arabic is the same thing. it will be negated by la nafiya. But when we negate something in the past, and if it used right, we remember fail madi we used ma, but you probably noticing that here Dr. Saab is using ma instead of la because aqra'u is fail mudare. So technically what we learned in the past is an exception here. Why there is an exception here? Because, and this is another rule Dr. Saab is telling us, that when al-ana comes at the end of the sentence now, then fail mudare will be negated by ma. Okay. So people who are inclined to grammatically analyze Quran, and I don't know if there is an example in the Quran, or when whatever they're doing something, they see ma there and they say how come ma is used with fail mudare, then they got to remember that al-ana is there. Al-ana is there. So that's what Dr. Saab is telling us. So Faisal said ma aqra'u hazihi al-majallati al-ana, I am not reading the magazine right now. Innama, now this innama, exclusive, only, I am only, innama. Now this is a very special innama. We will learn this concept in book 3, but innama has been used in Quran. Innama ana basharun mislukum. Remember that? Yeah. Now this innama, when what are the emotions behind innama? It exclusively talk about only, nothing more, nothing less. Only, I am only bashar, a human, mislukum, like you. Innama. So innama has, inna is a compound of two particles, inna and ma. Inna and ma. We'll learn this concept in book 3 inshallah, but since it came, if you recall, so Faisal said innama anzuru, I am only looking, ila savari allati fiya, the pictures that are in it. Hamza said aftahul baba ya ustaz, do I open the doors, O teacher? Now what is this first Hamza? Imran, what is this first Hamza? Hamza to istifham. Yes, Hamza of interrogation, and remove Hamza to istifham, what remains? Aftahul baba yaftat, I open the door, it becomes a statement. Bring Hamza to istifham back, it becomes a question. Do I open the door, O teacher? Ya ustaz. Queen Victoria, yes. Okay, so that Queen Victoria concept, Hamza to istifham always comes in the beginning of the sentence, and Queen Victoria, she always, if you watch her, she always walks in front of everyone. That's a royal. So sometimes Hamza to istifham, the way the sentence is structured does not actually belong in the beginning of the sentence, but still it forces itself to come in the beginning of the sentence. Yakadul, oh okay, kada comes. Kada is fail naqis, it will have ism kada and khabar kada, and khabar kada will be mudare, fail mudare. Yakadul jarasu yarinnu, the bell is about to ring. Yakadu, where is the ismu kada? Al jarasu. Where is the khabar kada? Yarinnu. And kada comes in Quran, yakadul barku yakhtafu, and I think some other places as well. Teacher said la, no, la taftahil baba alana, don't open, la tafta, but then since it will be followed by a noun, and that noun has an al, so we say la taftahil baba, don't open the door now.
So is there any significance of the first law, or
Oh, harful jawab, just no, yeah, just no, 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 don't open it. Yeah, when in a conversation, la, no, don't open it.
So it's not repetition. I think that is the first one is harf jawab.
Jawab,
Second
yes.
one is harf
La nahiya, exactly, yeah. But in conversation, we what Samad bhai is asking, why two laws? Like, is there any significance? No, it's just conversation. No, don't do it, right? Don't open the door. Exercises, Tamarin. Sahima Yali. Now we will just quickly go over these exercises since we know these concepts, right? So we'll quickly go over. We have about 25-30 minutes, so inshallah we'll try to finish them off. Sahima Yali, correct the following. Abu Bakrin ma'ahu majallatin. Abu Bakr is with the magazine. It was Faisal, right? So we just say Faisalun ma'ahu majallatun. Faisalun talibun jadidun. Faisal is the new student. Humayun talibun jadidun. That's it. Very simple, right? Bashirun katab al ajwibati bil qalam al ahmari. Is the Bashir is the one who wrote the answers in red pen. It was Abdur Rahim. Was it Abdur Rahim? Yeah, Abdur Rahim. Yeah, Abdur Rahim katab al ajwibati bil qalam al ahmari. So we are all we are doing.
nothing grammatical in this.
No. It's only Dr. Saab is only trying to see whether we understood the lesson or not.
We read the lesson.
we know the lesson, right? That's all. Number 4, Hamzatu ghaibul yawm. Hamza is the one who is absent today. It was Hisham. Hishamun ghaibul yawm. So that's all we need to know. We understood the lesson, alhamdulillah. Number 2, Iqra ma yali. Read the following. Tazhabu la tazhab. We are bringing la an nahiya. Taktabu la taktub. Tashrabu la tashrab. Very good. Number 1, Ya Musa anta maridun. O Musa, you are sick. Actually, Inam bhai, this is for you. Anama maridun. Alhamdulillah. Fala takhraj. Fa is harfu ataf. So la takhraj, don't exit, minal baiti, from the house. Fala takhraj minal baiti. Wala tazhab ilal madrasati. This is what we suggested to you this morning, right? Wala tazhab ilal madrasati. La takhraj minal baiti. Wala tazhab ilal madrasati, and don't go to the so these are all an-nahiya, right? Because they are followed by fi'l mudari, and those fi'l mudari are majzoom. Wala talab fi shari, and don't play on the street. Number 2, shari, street. Number 2, la tajlis, don't sit, fit tariqi, in the way. Number 3, iftahin nafizata, open the window. Iftah, now we are ordering somebody to do something. Iftahin nafizata. You see, after iftah comes an ism, a noun, and that ism has an al there. So that's why there is a kasra. But my mind knows that it is actually majzoom. It is only a spelling rule. There is no grammar attached to it. This is only a spelling rule. Iftahin nafizata, open the door, and then we are saying wala taftahil baba, and don't open the window. Wala taftahil baba, and don't open the door. Don't open the door. La an-nahiya tufidu fil amar. It indicates amar. Number 4, la tadhik fil fasli, don't laugh in the class. La ta'kul fi shari, don't eat exactly in the street. La takzib, don't lie. La tahlik lihiyataka, don't shave your beard. La tas'alni Haza sawal. Don't ask me
This
this question.
question.
Don't ask me this question. Tas'alni. La tadrib. Don't hit. Zamilaka. Alhamdulillah, we don't have that issue here.
At least not.
At least not for a while. La tadrib zamilaka. Don't hit your colleague or class fellow. Right. Number 10. Qala Ibrahimu alayhi salam. Ibrahim alayhi salam said li abihi, to his father, ya abati. Now ya abati is a very respectful way of addressing your father. Abati, similar to in Surah Luqman, what is the verse? La bunayya, ya bunayya. Yeah, same thing. Bunayya is a son, but a very loving way of addressing your son. So abati, similar concept, very loving way of addressing your father. So dear father, oh my dear father, very respectfully. So Ibrahim alayhi salam is saying to his father, ya abati, oh my father, la ta'bud shaitana. Don't worship shaitan. Worship. Don't worship. Worship what? Mutaddi. Transitive verb. What we need to do, we need to bring in maf'ulun bi. Shaitana is mansub, your maf'ulun bi, we know that. Kama ja'a fi Surah Maryam, as it come in Surah Maryam. Number 3, adkhil.
So in ta'bud, I see they have a jazm over there.
Yeah,
in Quran, do they actually write jazm?
I don't know. It depends on the Quran that there is jazm in Quran.
No, on dal, like here.
This is, we're connecting with shaitan, so this is
I know, but here they wrote the jazm. It tells me that it was originally.
It could be there, it could not be there.
for the grammar explanation, like we did last time.
We did that. We put the jazm so that we know, our mind knows, but I don't know how in Quran if they don't put it, but my mind knows, because how do I know, Shajil bhai? Fail mudare can never be majroor. Fail mudare can never. Kasra can never be in the lam kalima. Kasra can never be there. Right. So the only reason you see the kasra there is you know automatically that it is majzoom and it is for spelling rule. Right. Number 3, adkhil, enter, la an-nahiya ala al-af'al al-atiyati wadbit awakhiraha. So enter la an-nahiya in these verbs, in the following verbs, wadbit, and then vowelize them at the end of it. Tadkhulu, la tadkhul. Tasma'u, la tasma'. Tanzulu, la tanzil. Taqtulu, la taqtul. Ta'khuzu, la ta'khuz. Taqta'u, la taqta'. Tarkabu, la tarkab. Tarfa'u, la tarfa. Simple, right? Next one, number 4. Ta'ammal ma yali, ponder upon the following. Ya Ahmad, la tazhab. Ya Ahmad, la tazhab. Now, if we are talking plurals, ya ikhwanu, o brothers, la tazhabu. La takhraju, la tazhabu. So accordingly, right, who are we ordering it to? If you are ordering it to the singular, then we use the anta form. If you are using to a dual, we use a dual form. If you are talking to plural, when you use the plural form. That's all Dr. Saab is telling us. Ya Maryam, ya Maryamu, la tazhabi. La takhruji, la tazhabi. Ya akhawatu, la tazhabna, takhrujna. Right? La tazhabna. Tazhabna will remain. Tazhabna.
If the word coming after harful nida, ya Ahmadu, would it be Ahmadu or Ahmada?
Ahmadu. Ahmada only if Ahmadu is a mudaf.
Okay.
Yeah. Ahmada only if it is a mudaf. Otherwise, it's Ahmadu. Number 5. Akmil akmil al jumla al atiyati. Okay, so we have to, there is a fill in the blanks, and then we have to bring in a suitable verb, because in all of these sentences there is la an nahiya. So the verb that we are bringing in which should have two qualities. What are those? One, it is a fi'l mudari and it has to be majzoom to make it tufidu fil amr. La an nahiya tufidu fil amr, to indicate it is an order. So number one, ya Zainabu. So we are talking to Zainabu. So ya Zainabu. So immediately I know it is an anti form, right? Immediately I know it is an anti form. Ya Zainabu, and we want her to not to do something with the window, an nafizata. So we want her not to open it. So la taftahi, la taftahi, right? La taftahi an nafizata, don't open the window. Then we are saying ya ayyuhan nas. Now we are addressing the entire yes, the humanity, and we don't want them to do something with the shaitan. La ta'budu, in this form, ta'budu with the waw. Waw is your file, right, Shajil bhai? La ta'budu. Number three, ya akhawati la. Okay, we don't want her sisters. So when there is sisters, then we are talking antunna, right? Antunna form. So the fail mudare will bring in will be antunna form. We don't want them to do something with my room with the old broom. So tak nusna broom, to sweep. La tak nusna ghurfati bil miknasatil qadimati. Number four, ya waladu, oh boy. So it's an anta form, and we don't want him to laugh. La tadhik, sorry, tadhak, you're right. La tadhak fil fasli. Number five, ya binti, we don't want her to do with the hot water. La tashrabi, la tashrabi, exactly, very good. La tashrabi. Ya abnai, I'm talking to sons, plural. I don't want them to do something during the fi asnai mean during. Fi asnai darsa. So we don't want them to do something during the class. So we don't want them to leave. La takhraju or la tadhaku. Tadhaku. We can say that too, or la takhraju, whatever we want to say.
Because this is min al fasli, so that will be fil fasli. Agar tadhaku ke sath fil aayega, this is because min hai na aage, min al fasli.
Oh yes. So we're gonna use takhraju is the best. The takhraju is the best. Tadhaku is not. Yes. Yeah. We cannot use tadhaku because it otherwise be fi. Yeah. Got it. Number 7. We are addressing ya sayyadati, oh ladies. So we are using ladies. So we are using antunna form. La, and we minal hafilati, from the bus, fi hazil mahattati, in this bus stop. We don't want them to do something from the bus in this bus stop. So la tanzilna, right? Don't get out from the bus in this bus stop. Because it is no, this is antunna. Antunna is mabni. Yeah, tanzilna. So we say tanzilna, failun mudariun madzumin, failun mudariun mabni ala sakun fi mahalli jasmin. You can remember that? Failun mudariun mabni ala sakun fi mahalli jasmin. But if, because this takhrujna will remain takhrujna, even in the marfu form, even in the mansub form, and even in the madzum form. But how do I identify it? By analyzing the sentence. My mind will tell me whether it's coming in a marfu form or a mansub form or a madzum form, because fi'l mudari can only be these three forms, can never be majroor. So the way I define it, and I think we have done it, the way I define it, fi'lun mudariun mabni ala sakun, for this one only, fi mahalli jasmin, in the place of it being madzum. And then I'm talking to ya binti, to my daughter. not to do something with the al-lahma, the meat, bihazihi sakina, with this knife. So la taqta'i, la taqta'i, don't cut what? Al-lahma, mafulun bihi, bihazihi sakini, with this knife. And number 9 is ya ikhwanu. So we are, so important thing is, I mean, we're going it quite fast. Recommendation is go back and redo these exercises at home if you have time. So the key here is first identify who are we speaking to, identify whether it's an anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna. First we identify that. Second, we think about a proper fail or a verb that would fit in the blanks, and we know la is there, la and nahiya is there. So once we know, then we would make a mudare and then try to make it majzoom, and we know it's very easy how to make it majzoom. We did this exercise in the class number 60, right? Make it majzoom, so then our exercise will be complete. So we are ya khwanu, we are talking to the brothers, antum form. We don't want them to the al mat'ama, ilal mat'ami, to the restaurant, qabla sa'at al wahidati, before 1 o'clock. So we don't want them to go. So la tazhabu, with the waw, la tazhabu, this form here, la tazhabu, don't go to the restaurant before 1 o'clock. And number 10, Aba Bakrin, ya Aba Bakrin. So that's an anta form. Immediately I know it's an anta form, and we don't want them to do something on the board. So we don't want him to write. So taktubu becomes taktub, la taktub, la taktub ala saburati ya Aba Bakrin. Number 6, tamal ma yali, ponder upon the following. So here Dr. Saab is giving us a brief introduction between la, the two flavors of la, la an nafiya and la an nahiya. So an nafiya is simple negation, simple negation, no order here, simple negation. Lima la ta'kulu ya akhi, lima means why, lima la ta'kulu ya akhi, why are you not eating, oh my brother? But then when la nahiya comes, la ta'kul, don't eat, haza ya akhi, don't eat this, oh my brother. Tufidu fil amr, it indicates amr. Then la an nafiya, ala tazhabu ilal malabi, do you not go to the playground? And then comes la an nahiya, la tazhab, don't go, ilal malabi, to the playground. So an nafiya, the difference between an nafiya and an nahiya is in this chart. Number 7, tamal ma yali. Now this is more like a spelling rule, no grammatical magic is here. Okay, so let's quickly do that. Huwa yaktubu, anta taktubu, ana aktubu, right? Huwa yakulu, anta takulu, ana akulu. Akala, yakulu, 5 in your pocket. Shashir bhai, pay attention, 5 in your pocket. Yakulu, takulu, takulu, akulu, nakulu. Because remember Hamzatul Wasal comes. Now there are two Hamza coming together now, akulu, in the ana form. So when the two Hamza coming in, the spelling rule is you put, what do you call it? Madda. Madda. You put the madda. That's the spelling rule. No grammar magic here. But Dr. Saab is just giving us some extra information here. So akulu, akulu becomes akulu. But my mind knows that it is fi'l mudare. Fi'l mudare. Where is the file? Mustatir taqdiruhu ana. Huwa yakhuzu, anta ta'khuzu, ana akhuzu. So this is easy. Number 8. Okay, number 8 is kada. Now what do we know about kada? Fi'l naqis followed by there has to be an ism kada and there has to be a khabar kada, and khabar kada has to be fi'l mudari. That's all we need to know, right? So we'll quickly go over them. We have 5 to 10 minutes, inshallah. Number 1, Fataha Zakaria al Baba. Zakaria opened up the door. Wakada yakhruju, and he is about to. He was. Now this is the Madi form. Kada yakadu is the kada is the Madi form. Yakadu is the Mudari form. So now in the first 5 sentences, Dr. Sahab is using the Madi form, and in the next 4 he is using the Mudari form. Okay, remember that. So kada yakhruju, and he was about to leave. Qala Usmanu lil mudiri. Usman said to the principal, Rafa'a Yusufu yadahu. Yusuf raised his hand. Wakada yadribuni, and he was about to hit me. Number 3, inqalabat, to overturn. Sayyaratun, the car overturned. Car of Hamidin, because mudaf alayh. Car of Muhammad overturned. Wakada yamutu, and he was about to die. Number 3, darabat. Now darabatil mudiratu, remember the rule, darabatil mudiratu suada. So the mudira, the director, hit Suad. Fakadat tabki. Now since we are in the here form, so kada can be kada, we can conjugate kada, right? The 14 pronouns, we can do that. So kada, kadu, kadat is for here. So therefore we use it kadat, right? Fakadat tabki, and she was about to cry. So kadat. Daraba tifli nazarati. Daraba tifli nazarati. My little child hit my glasses. Nazarati. Bil asa, with the stick. Wakada yaksiruha, and it was about to break. Number 2, Dr. Sahab is bringing in fail mudare form. As-saatu al-ana al-wahidatu. Right now it is 1 o'clock. Yakadul mudiru yakhruju. Now I'm not going to use was here, I'm going to use is here in English grammar. Yakadul mudiru, the director is about to leave. Not was, is about to leave, because it is a mudare form. Yakadul imamu yarkau, the imam is about to go into ruku. Yakadul jarasu yarinnu, the bell is about to ring. Lima darabta hazal walada ya Ali, why did you hit this boy, O Ali? Huwa yakadu yabku, he is about to cry. The number 9 is Tambal Mayali, ponder upon the following. Now it's the same concept that we learned when we negate something. Normally when we negate something in past tense, we use ma. When we negate something in present tense, fi'l mudare, we use la. But then when al-ana comes, we use ma. That's all Dr. Sahab is telling us. So let's take a look at it. Ana la ashrabu al-qahwata. Ana la ashrabu, I do not drink coffee. But then when I say I do not drink coffee now, if somebody offer me coffee, it's okay. I mean usually I drink, but right now I am not going to drink it. You're going to use ma. I'm going to use ma. Ana ma ashrabu al qahwata ala ana. Ana ma ashrabu, not right now. I'm not going to drink coffee right now. Nahanu la nal'abu kuratal qadami. we do not play soccer. But if I am saying we do not going to play soccer now, then I am going to use ma. Nanu ma nalabu kuratil qadami al ana.
Is it going to for all the zarf or just al-ana?
Only al ana. Only al ana. Yes, only al ana. Huwa la yaqra'u suhufu. I do not read the newspaper. Oh, he, sorry, not I, who, huwa. He does not read newspaper. Huwa ma yaqra'u suhufa al ana. So we use ma there. Ma tukhallisul mudari lil hal. Ma is used for right now, hal. It is used, we use ma. Number 10. Now number 10 is very easy. Fail ta'ajjub, verb of wonder. Hamidun tawilun. Hamid is tall. Now you use how tall Hamid is. So you say ma atwala Hamidun. Hamidan. How tall is Hamid? Hazihi sayyaratu jamilatun. This car is beautiful. Now I'm going to say how beautiful this car is. Ma ajmala hazihi sayyarata. Huwa tawilun. He is tall. Ma atwalahu. How tall he is. Anta saghirun. Ma asgharaka. How small you are. So you see, ma comes in different flavors too, just like la. It comes in interrogation, it comes in negation, has few other usage as well. I think the number you have shared small, I still have that saved. So someday we will learn the different flavors of ma as well. Ma is had in many flavors too. Number 11. Okay, we are almost done here. So Dr. Saab here want us to use Fe'lu Ta'ajjub. Unzur, look, ila haulai tullabul jududi, look to these new students. Hum kasirun, they are many, but I want to say how many they are. Hum kasirun, I want to say how many they are. So I say ma aksarahum, right? Fe'lu ta'ajjub. Unzur ila hazihi sayyarata, look at this car. Hiya jamilatun, it is beautiful. Now it is beautiful, I want to say how beautiful it is. I will say ma ajmalaha. Huwa faqirun, ma afqaraha. Araita zakal baita, huwa saghirun. So we saw that house, it is small. Huwa saghirun, ma asgharahu, how small it is, right? Asgharahu. Al kalimatul jadidatu, we took 3 or 4 minutes more, but that's okay, I guess. Maqadu, seat. Maqaidu, ya abati is equal to ya abi, same thing, but ya abati is a more polite way and more respectful way. Fi asnai, during. Kazaba, to lie. Yakzabu, he lies. Inqalaba, overturn, he overturned. Yanqalabu, he overturns. Baka, cry. Yabki, he cries in mudare form. That brings us end to our lesson number 15. Inshallah, we'll see you next week. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha, laha ma kasabat wa alayha maktasabat. Rabbana la tu'akhizna in nasina aw akhtana. Rabbana wa la tahmil alayna isran kama hamaltahu alal lazina min qablina. Rabbana wa la tuhammilna ma la taqata lana bih wa'fu anna waghfir lana warhamna anta maulana fansurna alal qawmil kafirin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.